of you that don't know me, I am one of Laura's brothers, little brothers. Well, fat little brothers. And I was asked by my big sister just to say a couple of words, so I thought I would talk to you about one of Laura's favourite subjects, which is Laura. I'm going to tell you about my sis. Ping.
Pong.
Where do I begin to talk about Laura? You'll have to excuse me, by the way, I did write it down. I was going to try and memorise it, but I spent a lot of time getting drunk. So anyway, excuse me if I don't look you all in the eye individually from time to time. So I brought you with the script, which I do have a copy of Braille, should I get blind drunk. So anyway, I would imagine that the beginning is the best place to start as any. And being 3 years her junior, the very early years, you know, I had to rely on family law and photographs because, you know, I was either not around or just too young to remember. So if I will digress for just a second, I'd like to tell you about pearls of wisdom imparted to us over the years by our Nana. And she told us one of these particular gems was that everyone in the whole world can be classified as one of two things, and that's either pig or fox. Now, I know it sounds strange, I know, but the determination process is quite easy. Firstly, you carefully study the face of the person whom you wish to classify, and then you decide what they look most like. A pig or a fox. It's actually, it works, it's quite easy, and it's actually quite addictive to sat on the bus. Anyway, back to Laura. The early years. There's one picture that always sticks in my mind, always sticks with me, from again when she was very young and I wasn't even born yet, but she was stood in a little gravel courtyard at a place called Temple Farm where we used to spend a lot of time as kids, wearing this pale yellow dress, throwing what looks like the mother of all wobblers. Imagine a chubby-faced little 2-year-old with tight curly hair in the midst of a venomous tantrum. This photograph is the earliest documented filings of Laura's classification. Laura was definitely pig. Squared. Another picture from the old family album was Laura digging on a beach in Ibiza at about 8 years old. She was bent over away from the camera with her bucket and spade, sporting a very large and loud pair of floral knickers. Her entire upper body was sort of obscured by the camera angle, and that earned her her first nickname, which was the beach ball on legs. It was just a big round bum with a pair of legs sticking out. Anyway, she wasn't always chubby, at least until her teens. You know, say like a cross-channel swimmer, or like a rugby player, second row, you know. Anyway, one of her early hobbies was on Saturday mornings. I remember as a kid also going with her along for the ride on Saturday mornings to drop off the budding 8-year-old prima donna to dancing, ballet and tap. The school was called Vera Legs, named appropriately. Not always sporting the customary tutu, but certainly some fetching ensemble. She would very, very nice. And the climax to all of these rehearsals would of course be the recital. And I would accompany our parents to some old folks' home or other where the infirm were treated to the delights of such timeless dance numbers as the good ship Lollipop and something necessitating a butterfly costume. I would sit in anticipation for curtain up, and shortly thereafter the lumbering appearance of my big sis, with all the grace of a Clydesdale, yet boundless, unmatched sort of enthusiasm. And the truth is, I was actually always in awe of my big sis. I think to myself, she's famous. And I would glow with as much pride as she did on the drive back home.